Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Karani Sanjeevi, respected Registrar Sir, Professor B. Sai Giridhar, respected Controller of Examinations, Sri Sanjay Sani Sir, respected elders, teachers, dear brothers and sisters, a very good morning and a loving Sairam to all of you present here and to the many of you connected with us through virtual platforms. We will begin today's proceedings with the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. I humbly request our revered Vice Chancellor Sir to come over to the dais and light the ceremonial lamp. Following which we will have the invocatory Vedic chants. गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् मेधादेवी जुषमाना न आगात् विश्वाचे भद्रासु मनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेव विदते सुवीराः त्वया जुष्ट ऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे मेधां मयिन्द्रो दधातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना बुभावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सामा मेधा सुरभिर्जुषता गुस्वाहा आमा मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सामा मेधा सुप्रतीका दुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। On behalf of the Department of Physics, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, I welcome all of you to this two-day international webinar on physics for healthcare. At the outset, some of you might be thinking that physics and healthcare are two mutually exclusive fields, one within the confines of a scientific laboratory and the other within the confines of a clinic or a hospital, but the truth cannot be further. I say this, let me elucidate my fact with a small example. Not very long ago, probably just a year ago when the pandemic started, most of us were in search of three small devices which would help us for our safety and well-being. Number one, an infrared non-contact thermometer. Number two, a pulse oximeter. I'm sure some of us actually heard the word oximeter for the first time during the period, and the other, which is a still in demand product, which is the ventilator. These three seemingly small products have at the fundamental level principles of physics involved in it, and not just those, right from wearable electronics like Apple Watch, Fitbits, to mammoth MRI, CT or PET scans. Physics and healthcare go hand in hand. Thus, physics and healthcare, or in general science and society, must go hand in hand, and one finds completeness, fulfillment in the other. I'm reminded of an example which our revered founder chancellor used to give all the time. Take, for instance, the case of a cotton plant. The purpose of the cotton plant is achieved only when it transforms from being raw cotton to threads and finally interwoven to a fabric which can be used by people. Similarly, science finds purpose only when it is applied for societal cause, when it addresses societal relevant issues. So, this is a beautiful symbiotic relationship between science and society. And the challenges posed, or challenges and problems posed by society or healthcare, is addressed through innovation and technology from the science side. And this two-day webinar is a humble attempt to focus on this beautiful symbiosis between physics and healthcare. This webinar will feature a series of talks by top academicians, researchers, entrepreneurs, and innovators from across the globe on the applications of physics to the diagnostic and therapeutic aspects of affordable and accessible healthcare. I now invite our head of department, Dr. Deepa Sitaraman, to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Deepa Sitaraman, Associate Professor, Department of Physics, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, is an alumnus of our institute. She graduated from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning with a BSc Honours in Physics in 1997. After completing her MSc in Physics from Mumbai University in 1999 with a first rank, she returned to serve her alma mater as a lecturer in Physics in the same year. She completed her PhD research in the field of nuclear physics in 2010 from the same institute. A passionate teacher and an active researcher, her current research interests lie in both nuclear physics and material science. She was also awarded the prestigious Sri Sai Krishna Young Achiever Award in November 2020 for excellence in Sri Sathya Sai Integral System of Education and Research. Dr. Deepa Sitaraman is currently serving as the head Department of Physics, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Deepa Sitaraman.
Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my loving pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Shri Sathya Sai Baba, and pray to him to bless this humble endeavor. As we light the lamp to symbolize the inauguration of this two-day event, may the divine effulgence illuminate our mind and intellect as invoked in the Gayatri Mantra, Dhiyo Yonaf Prachodayat. Respected Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Professor C.B. Sanjeevi, Honorable Chief Guest of the inaugural session, Dr. Renu Swarup, Professor B. Sai Giridhar, the Registrar of the Institute, Sri Sanjay Sahani, the Controller of Examinations, eminent experts from the academia and industry, deans, directors, heads of the departments, senior faculty, colleagues, young researchers, and dear students. It is my pleasant duty today to welcome you all to this two-day international webinar titled Physics for Healthcare, organized by the Department of Physics. The concepts of health and healthcare have probably never gained as much importance as in the present times. From the ordinary man on the street, right up to the leaders of the world, health and healthcare have taken center stage in the minds of everyone today. Good health is definitely one of the most important prerequisites for a happy human existence. But as said by Thomas Fuller, health is not valued till sickness comes. The present pandemic has increased our sensitivity to health and has opened our eyes to the need for better healthcare systems and institutions, both in the country and in the world. In the words of Winston Churchill, healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. To build this human asset, healthcare has to be both accessible and affordable. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people who are plagued by ill health are also the poor. The aim, therefore, is to reach health services to the poorest man in the world, in the remotest corner of the world, at the lowest possible cost. This noble cause is the basis of Bhagwan's mission in creating the temples of healing. During his discourse on the occasion of the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences in Whitefield, Bangalore, Bhagwan said, and I quote, "Disease has no distinction. It may afflict anybody, be it a pauper or a millionaire. We too must have no distinctions. Hence, the treatment at the Sri Sathya Sai medical institutions is rendered totally free of cost to the rich and poor alike. Our aim is to cure the patients of their ailments and send them home happy and healthy. This establishment will serve the poor forever. Some may have a mistaken notion that it will only be a temporary one, but all the institutions established by Sai are eternal." I unquote. Bhagwan's will is the Vajra Sankalpa, and true to his words, his healthcare institutions have stood the test of time. However, given the enormity of healthcare requirement of our country and the paucity of existing systems, a lot has to be done by multiple players. It's not merely the establishment, but also sustainability of the systems that must be kept in focus. What drives sustainability in terms of cost is a self-reliance through innovative and indigenous technology. This is the exact sentiment echoed in the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat missions of the Government of India. The point I am making is that unless we innovate and bring down the costs of healthcare and healthcare equipment, our dream of a healthy India will continue to remain distant. I believe that scientists in general and physicists in particular have a significant role to play in this transformative movement. I support my claim thus. Consider the most common diagnostic tool, the stethoscope, which adorns the person of every physician and is, in fact, synonymous with the image of our doctor. This device is based on a simple physical principle of vibration of a diaphragm, which is transmitted by the tube to the doctor's ears without loss or background noise. It was the genius, or should I say, the common sense of the French physician René Laennec to apply this simple principle of physics to construct the most basic of diagnostic tools. While the stethoscope may seem like a simplistic example, the same fact holds true for all the sophisticated diagnostic machines of this age, be it the ultrasound, the CT, the MRI, and the PET scanners. All of these are based on physical laws and phenomena. Speaking of machines beyond diagnostics, we also have those that can replicate vital functions of the body, like a ventilator or a heart-lung machine or an incubator or dialysis unit. Also take the inventions like a pacemaker, a cochlear implant, the intraocular lens, and many more such innovations that have restored a sense of normalcy to those whose lives would have otherwise been completely impaired. I think it wouldn't be incorrect to say that all these devices are the result of the understanding of the fundamental scientific principles of physics, chemistry, and biology operating in the human body. Scientists, inventors, and innovators have understood this basic fact and have used their scientific knowledge to create replacements for the non-functioning organs of the human body. As we integrate physics with physiology, we create a better quality of life. When the fundamentals of science lead to the creation of technology which supports the cause of life, science serves humanity. The purpose of this two-day webinar is to get a glimpse into how science is capable of bettering human health. During these 2 days, we will listen to the scientists and innovators who have made it their life's mission to serve humanity through their science. We hope that the magic of their passion, enthusiasm, and inspiration gets rubbed off on the impressionable minds of our young students, and many of them are motivated to undertake research in health-related innovations. We are truly grateful to all the speakers who have graciously spared their valuable time to share their ideas and to interact with us. We hope to make the best of this wonderful opportunity and benefit from it. But for the encouragement of the Vice Chancellor, the support of the administration, and the effort of the faculty, this event would not have seen the light of day. I extend my thanks to each one of them and conclude my address. Thank you.